Yo, what's going on everyone? Miles Midori here with a review of All American Season 5, Episode 4. In the beginning, we see Coop calling Spencer. He was in bed. Coop let him know that they got a situation, but wait, what else do we see? I think we see some hair right there in the corner. I wonder who that could be. Spencer and Coop arrive at the jail and we see everybody in there. Billy, D'Angelo, Laura, Denise, everybody. Grace is in there arguing with her sister, which is cool to see her get introduced into the show now. Jumping back in time a little bit because this part is farther into the episode, Spencer walks into the kitchen. Jordan's wondering who got him cheesing so much. He wonders if he's gonna bring her to the wedding. He said, nah, she's just a friend. I wonder if it's Alicia that he's texting. Spencer brings up that JJ is still looking for the woman in the pantsuit. I know Jordan just wants him to forget about all of that together. The scene jumps to Grace's house. We see Grace, Dylan, and Denise is funny. They were talking about the wedding. Grace said she feels stretched out all over the place, and Denise covered Dylan's ears saying, say that for your wedding night. Dylan was like, he ain't trying to hear all that. Spencer arrives and they start talking about the party tonight with the family, and Spencer mentioned that they should go all out. Grace says she's good on all that. If she wanted crazy, she would have called their Aunt Risha to throw a party. Denise asked if Grace's sister was coming to the party, and they basically was just like, nah, she's not coming. Everyone's at the baker's house having fun, playing games, eating good food, and guess who's upstairs together? Jordan and Layla, but they got interrupted by Olivia. Surprisingly, the door was locked. She shooed Jordan to the restroom and her and Olivia talking. Layla said who she trying to look good for. We all know it's Spencer. She said why can't she just look good for herself and that her ex is gonna be there and he can see her. Olivia asked her where was Jordan, and Layla replied, he should be around. Yeah, he's around alright. After Olivia leaves, Jordan and Layla start talking again. He asked her why they hiding from their friends. She said she wants to figure out what's going on between them two before they tell everyone. And it's moving fast, and Jordan suggested that they take it slow. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts. Downstairs, Grace is trying to take out the trash and Carter comes over telling her that he'll handle that, but she says she wants to stay busy and get some fresh air. They have a quick chat, joking and flirting. They overhear some people yelling and he goes to check out the people playing spades, and she goes outside to take the trash out, but she gets rushed by Laura and Denise and they take her to the party bus. That's when we see Grace's sister, Larisha. She's played by Gabrielle Dennis. The first time I seen her was on a TV show called The Game, so it was nice that they picked her to play Grace's sister. Grace didn't look too happy to see her though. Larisha told her that Spencer and Dylan called her and connected her with her little friends. I said, yeah, she about to be rude most of the night. Denise said, say little one more time. Don't act like you don't know her. It looked like she kind of pulled a Tasha Mack with the pow pow. Back at home, Billy, D'Angelo, and Preacher talking. D'Angelo looks on social media and he sees that Laura and Denise took Grace out the party. Preacher was like, y'all not having a bachelor party? D'Angelo said he been there, done that with his first marriage. You know Billy had to say something. He said, y'all ever see the movie called Hangover? It was nothing compared to his party. He asked Preacher if he ever been to one, and he said the guys he used to hang around weren't the traditional marriage type. Just then, they decide to go party themselves. Inside the house, we see Dylan trying to get away from his aunt because she's trying to give him a quarter to do the Dougie, and he does not want to do it. Olivia walks over and starts talking to them, and as soon as Dylan sees his aunt, he leaves. Spencer and Olivia start talking. He complimented her on her dress, and then JJ popped up and let them know that they're going to have a vortex meeting. By the stairs, Coop and Patience are talking. She mentions how Laura took her off of Preacher's case and how Darius is taking over. For some reason, Coop thinks Mrs. Baker's pushing her out from the firm. I don't know why. Patience replied with a good response saying that Laura values everything she brings to the table. She wouldn't give her a shot if she didn't. You just gotta trust her. Thank you, Patience, because Coop over here tripping, bruh. It's not like she's trying to push her out of the firm. It's just she's seen how she was acting. She's not thinking about it from how the judge would see it or anyone else would see it. She's thinking about how she would see it. JJ walks up to them and let them know about the vortex meeting, and he kept looking at Coop's pants like, yo, this dude is seriously stuck on finding out who was outside of Jacob's. Jordan's talking to Layla. He's playing with her hair, and all of a sudden when she sees JJ, she slaps his hand away, and JJ was like, dude, never mess with a black woman's hair. Even he knows that. Bro, I couldn't help but laugh. I said, this dude JJ, man. They all meet up. JJ said he's gonna have a game night at the beach house. At first they were like, but they agreed to it. Spencer said he'll go, but he has to go somewhere later. And you could tell Olivia was a little jealous or wondering where he had to go. Back at the party bus, it's a little bit of a boring start. Grace and Larisha get into a little spat. Her sister was like, don't be a party pooper, loosen up, have fun. Grace said the last time she did that, she needed to pay $3 grand in damages. Guess it was dealt with the car because she said she should have turned when she said so. I don't know if that's around the time when she had her kids or beforehand, but that's a good amount of money. Moving around right quick, JJ's at the house explaining the game to everyone. If you're wondering why Asher isn't there, he's on a recruiting trip. Then we see Grace leaving out someplace. Denise revealed that she brought some dancers to go into the bus. The scenes are going back and forth from the party bus to the beach house. In the game, they're asking questions. They asked who's most likely to send a corny text. They said Jordan, but Layla slipped up a little. She said they're kind of cute and changed it to in a funny way. Spencer got picked for who's most likely to steal your girl. Yeah, you know that's yours. Billy, D'Angelo, and Preacher at a bar. Preach thought they was going to see some dancers. D'Angelo D'Angelo actually sees on his phone the women on the party bus with some dancers. Preacher's like, they get it. Billy said they'll get to the club eventually. He replied, bro, the good dancers gonna be gone by then. I thought they was gonna be at a wild party too. Grace gets her gifts from the girls on the bus. Denise and Laura give her a toy truck that symbolizes the first time they all went out. We all remember that episode. Larisha gifted her, I think, was a diamond necklace, and she wasn't too impressed by it. She was confused as to why, and they told her that the car symbolized from when the first time they all hung out and what happened that night. Grace was hanging out the window drunk, and D'Angelo sent a text taking the first step. You could see on Larisha's face that she was a little hurt. I think she just wants to get closer to her sister. In this scene, Patience kind of played herself down a little. The question was, who's most likely to go viral, and they voted for her. She was like, nah, that's not her. Coop looked at her with a little concern. We all been there where we doubt ourselves. She's just not there yet where she's accepting compliments. These questions are really tied into the story. The other one was who's most likely to show up to work early, and everyone voted Olivia, and Jordan even added that she would give up anything for that job. So yeah, that kind of got awkward fast, but she kind of did though. Coop in this next part messed up really bad. Shouldn't have said nothing. The question was who's most likely to have a random hookup. Everyone said JJ, but Coop was like, nah, it's Spencer. He hooked up with the woman from the wedding store. Everyone was looking like, you probably shouldn't have said that one. I was like, no, Coop, why would you say that? Dylan could tell by the atmosphere. He already knew what time it was. He was like, yeah, time for a break. Spencer asked Coop why she put him on blast like that. She said her competitive edge kicked in. She didn't mean to do that on purpose. He replied, nah, you gotta go do damage control. Coop asked Patience about what happened earlier, that they were all giving her a compliment. She said that wasn't her at the event. Coop said it looked like all of her, especially with that dress on. Then Patience decided she was ready to leave, and Olivia left with her as well. Back to D'Angelo and the guys. He's talking about his new job to everyone. Preacher's like, this is the party I was talking about? They supposed to be lit, not talking about 401ks. They not old. Billy was like, I mean, then Preacher interrupted and said, y'all might be old, but he's not. He still gets it in. Here's where he sounded old like them for a minute or two. He said maybe not as much as he used to because of his work schedule, getting Amina back and forth to school, her extracurricular activities, and he's not trying to be in the streets like that. Billy was like, welcome to the club. You sounded just like them. You're getting older. It's cool. The party's coming to an end and Grace isn't ready for it to be over yet. Her sister suggested that they go steal a street sign like they did before and that they wouldn't get caught. I already knew. When she said that they wouldn't get caught, it means they're gonna get caught. Laura asked Denise if they should stop this. She said no, this is the first time they're acting like sisters. I'm thinking, Laura, you a lawyer. You know the law, and you know y'all got a chance of getting caught. Coop goes outside and apologizes to Spencer. He told her it's all good. She was right. He is single and so is Olivia, but it's hard for him to grasp that. And Coop says she can relate too because of Patience, and Spencer even tells her that he still misses Olivia. I guess we won't be seeing Alicia after all. I thought she would have been a cool character to add in at least for a few episodes. The scene goes back to the bar. Preach asked D'Angelo how did he know that Grace was the one. Billy over here gonna answer and say, have you met her? She's smart, beautiful. D'Angelo's like, I got this, man. I was like, Billy, you know you're not dating her no more. You don't gotta answer this. He did say something great about her, and you could tell it was touching because he asked Billy and Preacher if they were crying. Billy was like, nah, I got allergies, man. Man, you know you ain't got no allergies. You in there crying, man. All of a sudden, Billy heard some yelling outside, and he saw the women across the street. Preacher was like, he gotta go. Billy said, nah, you ain't gonna stay. He said, nah, he got to go. That was a smart decision that he did. Billy and D'Angelo walk across the street. They trying to figure out what's going on. Grace and them explain what's going on, and they try to get the sign down, which they do. And guess who shows up? The cops. So that was a smart move to Preach didn't go over there because he's trying to get custody of his daughter, and that wouldn't have helped him at all. Next scene is Spencer going to go talk to Olivia at the Baker's. He lets her know that he's not dating anyone seriously. Alicia's just a friend, and these two ended up spending the night together. We revisit the scene that was at the beginning of the episode, and the woman next to Spencer was Olivia. At the jail, Grace and her sister are arguing. Larisha was saying that she could use some adventure in her life, and Grace was saying that she disappears for years at a time and was never there for her and the boys, and when she did show up, she messed up everything. That's when Spencer and Coop show up. Coop was like, when you think you raised them right. I don't blame her for saying that because if the roles were reversed, they probably would have said something similar. Grace starts freaking out about the time for the wedding, and Spencer lets her know that Olivia will meet them with the dress. Then Laura says thank you to Coop, and you know Coop had to say something. Coop says she was just trying to be an asset to the firm and that she's sure that Darius would have did the same thing. Coop not letting that go anytime soon. Spencer and Grace arrive, and Dylan was like, he's trying to distract people by doing a Dougie, and then he asked if Grace was okay. She took a minute to start thinking about what she was going to say, and she said she had a headache. He said he know what a hangover looks like. Billy and Laura sit down at their seats, and Jordan was like, why you smell like cigars? And he said, mind your business, boy. I'm like, nah, Billy, you tell him where you was at just now. In the back, Olivia's helping Grace with her dress, and Olivia says she hopes she looks half as beautiful as she does on her wedding day, and Grace told her that things are going to work out just as they were meant to be, and the beauty of youth is you don't have to have everything figured out right now. That's true, you don't have to rush stuff, just take your time with it and you'll figure it out over time. Larisha walks in and she says she's trying to make things right. Grace says she's just trying to ease her guilt, and can Larisha not make today about her? I said, well, that plan didn't go well. The wedding happens, everything looks nice and beautiful. I'm glad they showed it and didn't have an off-screen wedding. They're at the wedding reception, everybody's having fun, dancing. Preach notices someone putting a chair down. He says, what are they gonna do, play musical chairs or something? And Laura says that Carter's about to remove Grace's garter and they encourage him to go catch it. Billy's telling him to go over there and try to catch it, enjoy his life. Preach agrees, but he's not gonna make a fool out of himself and become a meme. Yeah, okay. I forgot who this was, but this dude was about to get up and this lady pulled him right back down, bro. I was laughing too hard at this. D'Angelo throws the garter. Preach made sure he caught that because he even called Spencer to fall down. He's celebrating that he caught it. Spencer looking at him like, hey, man. Now it's time for the bouquet toss. Patience says she's going to catch it, but Denise was like, you don't want that smoke. Grace acts like she's going to toss it, but she turns around and gives a bouquet of flowers to Denise. She lets her know that she deserves it because she showed up for her whenever she needed her, and even when she didn't know she needed her. When the camera showed Larisha, I kind of felt bad for her. Even though she could have came with a different attitude in the beginning, she's still her sister and she cares about her. Everyone's giving a speech about Grace and Carter, but then Larisha takes the mic and says that Grace was a strong one in the family and that the reason she stayed away was because she didn't want to be a burden to her. But staying away causes you to miss out on some important moments, and after the speech they hugged it out. I was happy to see this part, seeing them two work stuff out, but I wouldn't mind seeing her pop into the show more in the future. Later on, we see Spencer and Olivia meet up. Spencer said that they need to talk about what happened last night. Olivia said they both know what it was, and she said that it was closure. Spencer could have spoke up and said something, but at this point, I don't think she was going to be able to change her mind. She's being a little hard-headed because the way they both look, it looked like they didn't want closure. I don't know what's going on with these two. Over time, we'll see what happens. We go over to see Coop and Patience talking. She lets her know that she's not the only one with imposter syndrome. She couldn't even get into GAU's law program. She got waitlisted. Patience let her know that she's not an imposter, she believes in her, and maybe she could audit a classroom. Coop said that's a good idea and let her know that if the regular Patience needs a friend, she'll be there for her. Here's the funny part. We see Jordan and Layla dancing. You know, it's all cool. Jordan letting her know he doesn't care what label they have on a relationship as long as he's with her. And the next thing we know, they in the room together. Man, that was fast. But Layla finally decides that she wants to be together with Jordan, but she doesn't want to rush to tell everyone. She wants to keep it special between the two of them. JJ's flipping through some pictures from the wedding and he sees Jordan and Layla and he finally figures out who he saw outside, so that next episode is going to be an interesting one. Overall, this was a great episode. Had some funny moments, different emotional moments between the characters, and leading to something that's going to be happening in the next episode. Comment below what did you think about the episode and what was your favorite part from it. Here's a synopsis for episode 5. Thank you all for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.